You're watching the Daily Market Comment by Rafi Boyajan. I'm Maria Pachardis. Thanks for joining us at XM.com. The dollar edged up as hopes of a breakthrough in this week's Sino-US trade talks dimmed. The greenback's strength comes despite Fed Chairman Jerome Powell signaling more policy easing yesterday. Speaking in Denver, Powell said the Fed will resume the expansion of its balance sheet, though he made it clear this did not amount to quantitative easing. Powell also reiterated that the Fed will act as appropriate to sustain economic expansion. While this was a repeat of recent language and maintained that the outlook is favorable, investors interpreted his comments on the labor market as a bit more telling about the likelihood of additional rate cuts. Powell downgraded his view of the jobs market, saying, "We now see more moderate growth." Expectations of a rate cut in October shot up in futures markets. The dollar eased slightly against the yen after Powell's remarks, but remained broadly supported by weakness in other majors. The Trump administration continued to pile pressure on China, imposing visa restrictions on Chinese government officials just a day after it added 20 Chinese government agencies and tech companies to the U.S. entity list. The question now is how China will respond to these latest actions by the U.S. and whether there's still a chance for the two sides to achieve some sort of a breakthrough in their long-running trade dispute. Markets don't appear to have completely given up on some kind of progress being made, as traders were encouraged by reports that China is sending one of its largest delegations to Washington. The pound slumped to one-month lows against the US dollar as talks between the UK and the EU came close to collapse following a tense phone conversation between UK and German leaders on Tuesday. However, tempers cooled slightly later in the day after the Irish and British prime ministers agreed to meet later this week in a last-ditch attempt to break the deadlock. But with the EU summit only a week away and the British and the Irish being so far apart on the Northern Irish backstop issue, it's highly unlikely a deal can be reached, even if some progress is made in the coming days, meaning it's almost inevitable there will be another extension to the Brexit deadline. This was today's Daily Market Comment. Thanks for watching us at XM.com.